Welcome to Press Box with the Disability Channel. I'm your host, Casey and Bret. Thank you for joining us. With me today, we have podcaster Bret Wills as my co-host. And later on, we're going to bring in Stoyan to talk about his analysis. And we're going to talk about NHL playoffs, baseball. We're going to cover it all today. So stay with us, and we'll be right back. So we're going to get started by talking baseball. So the Jays have had a great start to the season. They just lost their first series with the Yankees recently, and they're in a series with Cleveland right now. And we're a great team. We have Vladdy, we have Springer, which are great power hitters. I'm loving the chemistry on the team. We all support each other, and they all, when they hit home runs, they're there to support, and I love seeing the home run jacket. It's a bit funny with Vladdy trying to put it on because of his size there, but it's amazing to see, and we're 3 games back of the Yankees right now, and it's just we're in a great season. And I just want to bring up that Vladdy said that last year was a trailer, and this year is going to be the movie, and I totally agree with him by the way the year has gone so far. Bret, do you have any analysis on the Jays and how the season has gone so far?
You know, I'm really excited about the Jays so far. They've played to my expectations. It's a good young team. I agree with you, your analysis about the home run jacket. I love it. I think it adds an extra element to the team, and especially for this generation of baseball players. I think that it's been a long time since the Jays were exciting, and the last number of years has been really, really great. I did see a stat on Twitter this morning. In the last 9 games with runners in scoring position, the Jays are 9 for 68, which is a 132 average. It's not enough. It really isn't. I'm surprised they're winning as much as they are with that stat. They really need to figure out how to get a runner across home plate with runners in scoring position. It'll help them in the long run.
Yeah, and I just want to bring up too, I was at a game recently, and at Rogers Center they have a new lighting system, and when they bring on their closer Jordan Romano, it's awesome to see the maple leaf shining. The stadium goes dark, lights flash. It's quite amazing, and the way Romano has been playing, shutting teams down in the 9th inning, it's just been amazing. And I was excited that I got to see him in person close a game out against the Astros, which was very exciting. And I think we're in for a treat this season. So when we come back, we'll be talking about NHL playoffs, the Leafs. Game 3 tonight should be a good one. Series tied at 1 right now. I'm wearing my blue to support the team. I think we got Game 3 tonight. But we'll be back and cover all the NHL playoffs, the Leafs. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention
in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel of Detroit. Please tune in next time.
So welcome back, and before we start with the NHL segment, I just want to mention that on behalf of the Disability Channel, we want to send our condolences to the LaFleur family as well as the Bossy family. Both had their funerals this past week, and we just want to send our condolences to the family, friends, teammates, and the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Islanders organization. Bret, do you have thoughts on these two players that we lost the past couple weeks?
You know, Casey, both Mike Bossy and Guy Lafleur, solid to the earth people, great hockey players. They were both a little bit before my time, so I didn't get an opportunity to see either of them in their prime. But yeah, they've definitely left a lasting impact on the game. And again, like I said, they were solid, down to the earth people off the ice. That they're going to be missed.
Yeah, and so let's get to the Leafs and Lightning. It's been a tight series so far, but I believe the Leafs need to stay out of the penalty box. That's shown in the last two games that if they want to succeed in the next series and get to the next round, they need to stay out of the penalty box. And Bret, I don't know about you, but I just think they're taking risks. They're taking risks just to see if they're hitting players and saying, oh, is this going to be a penalty? I think it might be, but I need to hit this person still. And then they're questioning, why is it a penalty? Have you felt that way so far this series?
I have, and I don't like to make excuses for anything or anybody, especially for our Maple Leafs, but the refereeing across the league the entire season has been extremely inconsistent, in my opinion, and the playoffs have been no question, or no, it's been the same. So, in my opinion, I think the referees need to put their whistles away and just let them play, unless a player is going out there and actually murdering somebody. There's absolutely no reason for them to be calling a penalty.
Yeah, and I just think the Leafs need to, stay out of the box and play their style of hockey, and I think that'll get us to the next round. I'm sort of glad we're playing Tampa and not Boston, because this is a rough series enough as it is. I can't imagine playing a team like Boston that wants to come out and be rough half the time. So I'm so glad we're playing Tampa. And on that note, I just want to mention that I'm so glad to see people in the Platinums supporting the boys in blue, and they're in their seats where they're supposed to be, which is nice to see. Bret, I want to hear your analysis of other series around the league. How do you think they're going? I've seen tight series, but I've also seen lopsided games thus far. I want to hear your analysis on other games and other series going on around the league.
Up until this point, we've got every series tied 1-1 except for one, which is exactly what I expected. These games where, and we'll take the Leafs game one, for example, where they won 5-0, that is an absolute anomaly. I think that all these teams are as advertised, and I genuinely think that there's going to be at least 2 or 3 series that are going to go go the distance. It's been fun hockey to watch, for sure. Those West Coast games are really hard to stay up for, but the idea that I'm watching the first 10 minutes of each one is it's been great hockey.
Yeah, and I'm just shocked to see like Minnesota is doing really well where they've gotten to this point, and they're normally not a highly talked about team, but I think this season might change that.
I think Minnesota's the team in the West to watch for. I genuinely think that them and Calgary could either one of them could be playing in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, and I also think that Nashville, Music City needs to get past the first round so that they have something to celebrate. I would love to see the Preds in the final, just so that that city has something to celebrate and be proud of. They've done well in the past, but I think just the culture of that city, I'd love to see them have something to celebrate.
I think that Nashville is a team that's struggling strictly because UC Soros isn't playing right now. Hopefully he comes back and is able to help them move forward.
Yeah, and I also want Edmonton to succeed for their fan battling cancer. That comes to the rink and supports them, goes to the locker room, gives them pep talks, and I just like to see them succeed for his sake, and I do think they can get there, and obviously I have to go with Calgary over the Stars just for the Canadian connection. I'm cheering for all our Canadian teams, and I'm sure you're doing the same, right, Brett?
I think that Edmonton will absolutely come up out on top for Big Ben. He's been an absolute light in the darkness for that franchise this year. And like we were saying, I really think that Calgary is probably the best team in Canada right now. So I have absolutely no doubt that they're going to beat Dallas. But it is going to be a tight series, and it probably will go the distance.
It is, and I'm excited to watch the rest of the playoffs and see how these teams fare. So coming up, we'll bring in Jay Stoyan to give his analysis. Those are our predictions. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching Press Box.
Hello, everyone. Bonjour, bonjour. As Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, I'm delighted to offer my best wishes for success to the many friends and staff of the Disability Channel for your October 12th fundraiser in support of employment programs for persons with disabilities and veterans. Removing barriers wherever they exist, creating accessible spaces, and promoting greater equity are all central to this province's efforts to rebuild from the COVID-19 pandemic. So help us to ensure a more inclusive and resilient future, one that works for everybody. Please accept my thanks and encouragement. Keep up your inspiring and dedicated work. Thank you. Merci, miigwech.
Welcome to the Disability Channel and Press Box. We're down here at Maple Leaf Garden Square. We're here with two fanatical Leaf fans. We're here with Alex and Michael. Guys, thanks for being on the show today. Tell us your thoughts about tonight.
Oh, it's amazing. The vibe, like, this is my first time being here since, like, pre-COVID, so it's awesome. It's going to be fun, and it's a lot of people here, hopefully, and yeah, it'll be dope.
Yeah, just I'm happy we won this nice VIP experience. Great cold beer. Happy to be with the boys. Happy to meet new guys, new Leafs fans. Ready to get this win. I'm so ready for this win. Let's go.
That's great, guys. Look at them all geared up in the Leafs gear. Go Leafs, go! Again, Leafs in how many games?
6.
4, baby.
4, baby. You heard it here. You're watching the Disability Channel and Press Box. We're down here at Maple Leaf Square. Go Leafs, go!
Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back. We're pleased to be joined by our CEO and founder, Jay Stoyan, who's actually been to Maple Leaf Square and seen the excitement of this series in person. So welcome, Jay. We're excited to have you.
Oh, thanks, Casey and Brett. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on the air. Unfortunately, I'm on the road today, so I've been in and out of meetings. So I'm just going to do it on the phone today as it's easier for me. So thanks, guys. I was listening to your show, though. And I like your analysis regarding the Blue Jays and the Leafs. I think the Blue Jays are reading their own clippings a little bit too much prior to the season. I think they got a little too overconfident, thought they were bigger than they are, and I think they've been smacked down a little bit by the Yankees. A little bit of dose of reality of we're still the big dog here, So, what do you guys think?
So I'll go first. Yeah, I think that series with the Yankees was a shock. I do think the Jays are playing good baseball right now. I'm excited to see how the rest of the series with the Cleveland Guardians goes. But I'm just happy with the way they're playing. As I said, I'm happy with the chemistry, and I'm just happy all the players are there to support each other, and they're as happy as they are. And I think every team should take a lead from that. Brett,
what do you think, Brett?
Your thoughts?
And I'm going to be saying this week after week, and you're going to get sick and tired of hearing it, but I think it bodes true. Baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. I'm extremely happy with the way the Jays are playing. I don't really subscribe to these optics where home run jackets are a distraction, or just watching them enjoy themselves either in the dugout or out in the bullpen is a distraction. These guys are paid to play a game, and they're extremely lucky that they are paid to play a game. And this idea that they need to enjoy themselves. If I could find a job that allows me to smile and enjoy myself every single day of my life, I'm going to be laughing. And I think that this is what the Jays and their players are doing right now.
Do you think they miss Marcus Semien?
I don't think so. Marcus Semien is not playing very well over in Texas right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what his stats are this early in the season, but I know he did a fabulous job for us last year.
I don't have them offhand, Jay, but yeah. I did see them recently, and his numbers are way down. And again, like I said, baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. He will pick up, and maybe down the road we will discover that it was a bad idea to let him walk. But right now, the Jays are the team that we're focused here on watching, and we can't really let the past dictate our future.
Yeah, and
so
I do think that with Springer, with Vladdy, with Chapman, I don't think we have anything to be concerned about right now. I think these guys are in their prime right now, and I just love watching them and how happy they are. And when they hit balls, it gets them pumped up, and I love seeing that. And I think that also adds to the chemistry of the team as well. And it's a fairly young team, so that's nice to see as well.
Any updates? Have you guys heard any updates on Hernandez or Danny Jansen, especially Hernandez? Have you guys heard any updates? Are they back? Or are they coming back soon?
I think that Hernandez is closer than Jansen is to come back. I don't know a time frame. I would suspect maybe, and it's a large window. I would suspect him maybe back in the next 10 days, 2 weeks. Yeah. Danny Jansen, again, I haven't heard anything. Not really worried about it. I know that Alejandro Kirk hit a home run last night. He had been in a slump, but you have to get those plate appearances in order to gain your confidence, and he'll come around. And it's I'm not worried about behind the plate. I'm really lucky, or we're really lucky. Jays fans are really lucky that they've got an awful lot of players that can cover that DH spot, like Kirk has off and on this year, to supplement when a guy's not hitting very well.
Well, it sure is great to be able to watch it every night on TV. So I love that. summertime, right? Spring, the boys are back, so it's great. So why don't I heard you guys talking earlier about the NHL playoffs. I think that's what a lot of people are tuning in here. So great analysis. I love what Casey said about the fourth line. You can't have two penalties on the fourth line. Like that third goal. Well, first of all, I want to tell the audience that I know the feedback. I'm sorry about that. We've been we've had full media accreditation. So I want to thank the MLSE. I want to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs. We were down in Maple Leaf Square for the last 2 games, right in the mix with the fans. I was down there one night. We had Cynthia, one of our other hosts, down the other night. Hopefully, maybe Casey will go next week. But I know obviously with our channel, our whole focus is safety. So our team has to be safe. So the accessibility was amazing down there. There was so much security, so much space, so many police officers, and we had our own barrier. So we were behind the crowd, so we could go in as media, set up our cameras, put our bags down, have a couple chairs, and then there's a barrier, and then the crowd's out there. So what we were doing, we were taking our team out there into the crowd, doing interviews. We have the most passionate fans. Like we just have great fans. So it was great. But let's get back to the game. So, the first game 5-0, I think they were a little surprised because really that first game might have been their best game in years. Like they could almost do nothing wrong. They controlled the puck from start to finish. Our penalty killing was fabulous. Jack played great, and we are led by our stars. The second game, I just felt we were unprepared. We just seemed a little confused, not high energy, couldn't make the pass. And like I said, our fourth line cannot take penalties. So it's going to be interesting to see if they sit Wayne tonight. They bring Clifford back in. I didn't notice really Spezza, so that's kind of good and bad. If you don't notice your fourth line, that could work in our favor. I don't know let me hear your guys' analysis on John. Casey?
Yeah, so I think that the hit that Kyle Clifford took to give him a game misconduct could have easily been avoided. I think we lost a key player, and I think that hurt us a little bit. So I'm hoping we can control that a little bit. I'm anxious to see what happens tonight. I hope we can come out strong and bring our best. But we'll just have to see. But I have complete faith in this team. I know we can play good hockey, and I'm excited to cheer them on.
Well, what do you think about JT? And I want your opinion on JT. Just JT. Tell me what you think of JT.
Yeah, I think JT is a good captain, and I think again he can play good hockey. And I just think with him at the helm and with the rest of the team, we just have to come out and play our game, and that'll give us the W on the series and advance us to the next round, which is what we so desperately need.
What do you think, Bret?
Well, if we go back to game one, there was an awful lot of gimmies that Tampa gave Toronto. I think we played full 60 minutes, which is what we needed. The Kyle Clifford hit. Hockey's a game of millimeters and milliseconds, in my opinion. So was it late? Yeah. Was it uncalled for? Absolutely. Did he pay the price? Yeah. And it carried forward to game two. We really missed a guy like that on our back end. If we go fast forward to game two, in that regard, Wayne Simmonds really hurt us, taking 2 very unnecessary penalties. And what was that final score? 5-3. And they scored on both. Tampa Bay scored on both power plays with Simmonds in the box. So we have to play within the confines of the rules. But again, you know what? The referees really need to figure out what they want to do. They're either going to blow the whistle every 10 seconds or they're going to let them play. And I think they really need to put their whistles away and let them play, unless unless a player, and I'm going to use this word, and I don't really mean it deliberately, but unless a player is getting murdered, there's absolutely no reason to call a penalty.
And I also think that if the refs are going to make calls, the calls need to be consistent. And I found that in the regular season that there was inconsistent calls. And I think especially in playoffs, it needs to be consistent because teams can't afford to lose big name players in a playoff round. They just can't. So I think if a ref is going to make one call, it needs to be consistent across the board. That's just my feeling.
I think the analysis I would give the 4 lines. Let's just say the first line is played fabulous. You know, they led the way. Marner and Matthew, Bunting's back. The second line, I think, not that John is costing us, but we need more from John. I mean, he had the quietest point a game year ever. He did almost like a point a game this year, but come play, he needs to step up and be a little bit more of a spark. And I think Willie's having a good series. McKay, I really like our third line, right? When they play with the, Kempf, McKayev, and Engvall. I think that's a great line. Our back end, I think our back end is super solid. Giordano and Labushka, what an add to the team. I see the producer there. So why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll do tonight's. Let's talk about tonight's. Okay?
Sounds good.
So take it away, Casey.
Yeah, so you're watching Press Box, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So,
you say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like
First
that?
time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Hi guys, we are live on location right here at Disability Channel, and I'm here with Aria, Aiden,
Andy.
Awesome, and you are what family? The Prasads. Nice. All right. So what are you most excited for today? Well, this is our first game. This is your first game ever?
Yeah, and I'm only 8 and I'm going to it.
Wow, only 8 and right here. Do you have a favorite player?
No, kid, I don't even really know it.
We're up 1-0.
Okay.
I think we're going to hold that.
Matthew. Nice, Matthew. All right, guys. Well, we are so excited, and we're excited to have you here, guys. Enjoy the game.
Performer.
Welcome back to Press Box. So let's talk about tonight's game, Leafs and Lightning, Game 3 with Bret and Jay. I think my personal prediction is we'll win Game 3. We'll come out on top with a 2-1 lead. I think we learned a lot from Game 2, and I'm excited to see what we have for Game 3. Jay and Bret, what's your analysis for the upcoming game?
You go ahead, Bret.
You don't count chickens before they hatch. I really look for Toronto to bounce back in a big way tonight. That they did start very flat in Game 2, and they can't do that in Game 3. I was very impressed with the last 10 minutes of Game 2. If they start the way they finished Game 2, they should be okay. But hockey's 60 minutes, not 10 minutes. So If you play 60 minutes, you should be able to get the W.
My analysis is what I would say that this is Sheldon Keefe's biggest game of his career. If the Leafs go into Tampa tonight and they lay an egg, like I mean an egg, like you know what I mean, like they just get hammered by Tampa, we could be done. So they got to go in tonight. I mean, it's a must win, but John Cooper did not win the last 2 Stanley Cups for no reason. He is a brilliant coach, and he knows how to get his players to play. And you got to remember, like, I mean, let's look at Tampa. They got the best goalie in the world. It's still the best goalie. Probably got the best defenseman in the world, Victor Hedman. And they probably have the 2 top 5 guys with Kucherov and Stamkos. So our team, you know, and Jack's got to play solid. If he lets in a bad goal, we could be in big trouble. Like, I just don't understand how we have such a great team, but we don't really have a number one. I know Jack's been thrust into number one, but we don't have a number one goalie. And if that's our downfall, that is a shame because, you know, Dubas did the good on the first 4 lines. He built up the team. We got lots of buys. We added some grit, some toughness, some size. Same with defense. Let's just hope Jack can hold. And he's been playing well. So let's just hope he holds in there. But this is a must-win for Sheldon. Must win, I think.
Yeah, and I think if Jack gets tonight's win, I think this will boost his confidence, and I think that will boost the confidence of the entire team. We just need to keep boosting our confidence to know that we can win. And Tampa defeated us in game 2, so we know that even without a home crowd, you can definitely win in an away game. So fingers crossed that we take this game.
So why don't we do this? I'm going to give my analysis on the rest of the games, and then I'm going to take off, and you guys can finish the show. How's that?
Okay, sounds good.
So I would say Florida. I'm going to pick Florida, but it's going to go 7, and there could be the Ovechkin factor. So if Ovechkin really shines, look out, Florida. Carolina and Boston. I wish we were playing Boston. Oh, they got no goalie. They're done. Carolina might win 4 straight. Rangers and Penguins. Lucky Pittsburgh won that first game because I think Rangers have their number. I think, I mean, how many years can, Gino and Sid do it? Like, oh my goodness, what's it been, like 15 years? Colorado and Nashville, tough series. I think Colorado's, they got the Stars. Yeah, Minnesota, they look strong, like Bret was saying. Calgary looks strong, and they're tough. Well, they play like their coach, right? They're tough. So, and then there's Edmonton, superstars. I think, watch Edmonton. I know, but I'm saying watch Connor. Watch Connor. We need Matthews to be Connor, and he has been so far. He has been Connor for us in the series. I have to give him props to Matthews. So I really want to thank guys for letting me for taking the show today. Go Leafs, go! And we will be down there next week again, hopefully, because I know we have Game 5 guaranteed. So hopefully we'll be down there. And I want to thank all the viewers, all the people on Twitter for promoting us and sponsoring us and supporting us. So go Leafs, go! I'm going to hand the reins back over to you guys, and have a great rest of the show.
Thank you, Jay. So Bret, is there anything you want to add before we wrap up here that you want viewers to pay attention to coming up in the NHL playoffs? Oh, I think you're on mute.
Like I said before, Casey, I think everything's been as advertised, to be honest with you. Jay was pointing out Washington and New York. I do think that Washington still has some gas left in the tank, but the Rangers have a really good young team. They've got a really great goaltender in Shesterkin. They've got a great defenseman in Adam Fox, and they're a team that I think that can come out on top. Minnesota. Again, Minnesota is probably going to be the last 2 teams in the Western Conference, with probably Edmonton maybe Calgary. No, you know what? Forget that. No, it's probably going to be Calgary. I think that there's a lot of talent there, and their coach likes to play a rough and tumble style of play, and just like tonight, the Leafs are they're bound for a bounce back game.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the Leafs are going to be something to watch tonight. I'm excited for this game. I'm looking for Minnesota to take their series, just because they've proved they can be a team to talk about, and I really want Nashville to come back and win this thing, because like I said, that city needs to celebrate something, because they're a party city. So I would just like to see them go nuts. And again, Edmonton for Ben, I think they have this, and Calgary because of the Canadian connection. So those are our predictions. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bret, it's been great conversing with you. I look forward to doing this again, and have a great rest of the day, everyone, and thank you for watching. And go Leafs, go!